if you understand consciousness, they're just normal. And when you live in a larger reality, and you have a deeper understanding of the way things work, it just naturally brings you to a personal growth where you understand that what's important is very fundamental choices that you make. That you make your choices with love, with caring. It has to be about others, not about self. And being self-centered, gimme, me, oh, what do I want? What can I get? How can I keep it? When your life centers around those kinds of things, your life is unsatisfying, and it's generally unpleasant, and there's a lot of fear and a lot of pain. And my consciousness research kind of also evolved not only the nature of consciousness, but what we're doing here, who we are, why we're here, and what is this physical reality? Where did it come from, and why is it here, and why are we in it? And when you answer all those questions, I can probably talk for 6 hours just on those questions, but to come to the bottom line of it, we're here to grow up, to become love. That's why we're here. We're here to make choices. By those choices, we lower the entropy of our consciousness, which means we have spiritual growth. We begin to care about others more than ourselves. We become love. So it's not about acting. It's not about acting kind or acting loving. It's about being kind and being loving. And those two things are vastly different. Acting comes from the intellect. You can act any way that you think you should, or the way that makes your image be the way you'd like it to be, or whatever your motivation is. You can act it, but that is completely different than being. When you act kind, you're constantly thinking of, well, would that be a kind thing to do? Should I do that, or should I do this other thing? Oh, there's a little old lady needs help across the street. I see a lot of people are watching me. I think I'll help her across the street, because then I'll look really like I'm kind. And then I'll tell everybody when I get to work about how I helped this little old lady across the street. You see, that's all coming from the intellect. It's about you, your needs, your need to be kind. But you're really not kind. You're just acting kind. Because if you were kind and you saw that little old lady, you wouldn't think about anything else other than she needed help, and you could help her. And you would help her. And it's not a matter of, should I do this? Will it make me late for work? Do I have the time? Does she really need my help? I guess you'd always think that. Because you want to help somebody across the street that really doesn't want to be helped. But you would think of it in terms of being of service, and not in terms of whether or not you are doing the right thing. You just do the right thing without thinking about whether or not you're doing the right thing. It's a difference between being and acting. And when we talk about, I think we're going to get into the subject here about collective consciousness. And what makes a collective consciousness? How does one form it? Where do they come from? And how is it organized? How much power does it have? And where does it get its power? And I can answer all those things. And the answers to those are yes, there is such a thing. And yes, it can be powerful, or it can be weak. Why it's either powerful or weak. We'll talk about all those things, but one of the major things that we'll be talking about then is this difference between acting and being. So we can again act like you're kind. You're not at all the same. You can act like you are evolved and caring and full of peace and light, but that doesn't mean that you are. It's a big difference. And with the collective consciousness, it's not about what you think that matters. It's about what you are that matters. And with how much energy and force is that being. Your being can be with more or less force, with more or less impact. So I guess that's it in a nutshell. So I didn't want everybody to think it was just about science and consciousness theory and physics theory, and it's all kind of pie in the sky, and who really cares anyway? If you're not a physicist or a scientist, then not at all. So what? Let's let's get back to the real world, but it's about the real world. The most fundamental part of this is really not the science, not the physics. That's good. We're going to rewrite all the physics and science here in the next few years. That's not really what's important. What's important is that we understand this bigger picture of our reality and learn to become love, learn to care about other people. That's what's important. So that's kind of the main message, not the physics. The physics is what gets talked about a lot, but it's the metaphysics. It's the loving and the caring that is really the core message in my big cat. That's it.
Amazing. It's so good, man. Like I appreciate you so much, and it's so fascinating because you can go physics conversation with all the physicists on the planet, all the brilliant people. I can't do that. But what I love is that the point is about what you're doing in actual reality. Like, what does it mean? Like, you can get into crazy physics, but this is the message. And what I found fascinating about our first
is in the Bitcoin protocol as well. So first of all, let me talk about what a cryptographic hash function actually is. And of course, as the name implies, the first thing it is, it's a hash function. And by hash function, I basically mean that it will take input. It's a mathematical function, a transformation, if you will, that takes a particular input, and we call this input a message. Okay, the message can be of arbitrary length. And the hash function basically applies a mathematical transformation, maybe a set of mathematical transformations to this input to produce a single output. And we typically call this output a digest, although sometimes you will see the output referred to as a tag or as a hash or as a fingerprint, but digest is sort of the most common nomenclature. In fact, MD5, which was one of the earlier hash functions, stands for message digest 5. Okay, and MD4 was message digest 4, and so on and so forth. Okay, now the message, as I mentioned briefly, can be of arbitrary size. It can be as long as you want or as short as you want. But the output, the size of the digest or the size of the tag, is going to be fixed in length. And for example, in the context of a hash function like, let's say, SHA-256, the digest will actually be exactly 256 bits in length. Okay, so it's going to have a fixed length output, but an arbitrary length input. Okay, and the other thing I want to point out about these cryptographic hash functions is that the function here is a deterministic function, and by that I mean that the output will always be the same for a given input. So if you have a given input, you're going to see the exact same output. You won't have a situation in which maybe a given input will have two different possible outputs. It's going to be consistent. Okay. Now traditional hash functions that have been used in computer science for quite some time, and they're used in many computing applications. For example, you may have heard of something like a hash function used in something called a hash table. But the kinds of hash functions that are used in hash tables, and I want to stress this, they aren't necessarily the same as cryptographic hash functions. Okay, the qualifier cryptographic here is very, very important, and it usually means or implies that hash function has to have a certain set of critical design goals and maybe some particular properties in mind that make it suitable for use in applications that use cryptography or cryptographic applications, areas where perhaps security or privacy or confidentiality or authentication is a serious concern. Okay. So first and foremost, and maybe in describing some of these properties, is that, and maybe this almost goes without saying, one of the first properties you want in a cryptographic hash function is that it should be computationally efficient. And by that I mean that it shouldn't take a lot of time to compute the output from a given input. If you're given a message and you want to apply this set of transformations to that message to get a digest, that set of transformation should not take a long time to implement on a computer. It should be very fast or relatively fast. And it almost goes without saying, but I think it is important to stress and point it out, because I've seen people come up with grossly inefficient hash functions sometimes, and then those would not be considered suitable in the context of when typical cryptographic hash functions are used for cryptographic applications. Okay. And the second property you typically need in the context, and this is especially in the context of digital signing, is that you want it to be the case that it's hard to find two inputs that actually map to the same output. And I mean two distinct inputs whose corresponding digest is identical. And this property is typically referred to as collision resistance. Okay, that means it's hard to find a colliding pair of inputs. So in other words, if you have two inputs, and let's say you have some message M1 and you have a message M2, okay, their output under the application of the hash function should not be the same. You won't ever have it be the same. You won't ever have it be the case rather that the output of M1 and M2 under an application of the hash function is the same. They should never be the same. It should always be different. Okay. Now I should take a step back here and point out that of course in practice, given that messages can be of arbitrary size, and given that the input, or the output rather, is a fixed size, it's not mathematically possible to guarantee that the output will always be different for two distinct messages. But what you typically want is not that the outputs are necessarily different, but that it's hard to find two distinct messages that produce the same output. We know that they exist by virtue of the fact that there are many messages that can be hashed and only a finite and small number, or a relatively small number compared to the number of messages, a smaller number of possible digest values. But aside from that consideration, it should be hard. It should take a long time, and by long I mean an astronomically long time, to find two distinct messages that would result in the same output under the application of the hash function. Okay. Now, the third thing I want to point out is that in many cases, you might want also, in the context of a hash function, for the hash function to be able to hide information about the inputs. In other words, given the output, it should be hard to glean anything useful or interesting about the input. Okay, any relevant detail, and I don't just mean the whole input, but maybe even something as simple as, was the input an even number or an odd number? I mean, that should be the kind of thing that should be hard to infer when you see the output. Even something as simple as the evenness or oddness of the input. Okay. Now, a fourth property I want to point out is that you typically want the output to be well distributed. In other words, the output should look.
I have X commutator with